Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Today is a collaboration video. If you remember back in September we did Souptember, then in October we did Croctober. Well, this month it is Nut-vember. And this collab is hosted by Jason over at The Average J. So everyone participating in this collab will be doing something with nuts in it. Nuts may be the main focus. Nuts may be a sprinkle on top, but every video is going to have nuts in it. For those of you who may be new to my channel and found me through this collab, my name is Joan. My channel is Joan's Pointed Plate. I am a Weight Watcher. I lost 65 pounds following the Weight Watchers program. I have since switched over a little bit to counting calories, but I still also count Weight Watcher points. This recipe is not necessarily a Weight Watcher recipe, but it does have nuts in it, and I love nuts. I will give you all the calories and points at the end of the video because I want to make sure I weigh and measure it out properly and get the proper points for you when it is all done. This recipe, I think, will make a fantastic Christmas gift. If you like to give a homemade gift, like I always give a bag of homemade gifts to each family in addition to their standard Christmas gift. And I think these are definitely going to go in that bag this year. So without further ado, I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to show you the ingredients that we need for our cinnamon sugar almonds, and then we're going to get making them. Okay, first thing we need, of course, is the star of the dish. 3 cups of whole raw almonds, or 450 grams. I weighed mine out just because I like to weigh, but you can just do 3 cups. We've got brown sugar, regular sugar, cinnamon. We're going to need an egg white, some vanilla, and some salt. Now, I know the question I'm going to get from all of my Weight Watcher friends is, can we use sugar substitutes? And my answer is, I don't know. I don't know if they would caramelize and melt and coat the way that real sugar does. So that's my answer for that one. I just don't know. So these are all the ingredients we need, not a whole lot, and wait till you see how easy these are to make. Let's get started. So before we get our ingredients going, our recipe started, the first thing we want to do is preheat our oven to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. That is the first thing we're going to need to do. And then you're going to take a large baking sheet and line it with parchment paper. You definitely want a nice large sheet because you don't want the almonds crowding each other. So once you have those two things ready, which I haven't prepared my sheet yet, we're going to get started on preparing the almonds. The first thing we need in a nice big mixing bowl is 1 egg white. So let's see if we can do this without getting shells. These Marin's eggs are known for having broken shells. We'll see. There we go. Yeah, there's a piece. We'll have to peel that out of there. I don't know what it is, but this one breed of chickens, their eggs or their shells definitely seem to flake off a lot. Okay, there is our egg white. And to that egg white, we are going to add vanilla extract. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Then we are going to take our handy dandy whisk and we are going to whisk this until it is frothy. Okay, that was taking way too long. I got out the electric one. Okay, there are our egg whites. They are nice and frothy. And what we are going to do is now we are going to add our almonds to this bowl, and we are going to stir until they are completely coated with the egg white. This is what is going to act as the glue to hold our cinnamon sugar mixture on. And it is also going to give it a little bit more crunch. Okay, we're going to set that aside. They all seem to be nice and coated. And we are going to mix up our sugar mixture. Okay, we are going to use a 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. We are going to use a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, just regular old sugar. We are going to use 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. And we're going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We are going to get this all mixed in together until it is well incorporated. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our cinnamon sugar mixture and we are just going to add it to our almonds. I'm going to add about 1/2 of it, give it a good mix, and then add the other 1/2. Wow, these are cinnamony. I want to make sure that all the almonds are evenly coated. So I'm going to really give them a good mix. Working up from the bottom and turning them over in the bowl so that they all have some of the sugary goodness on them. Once they are all coated, we are going to spread them out into our prepared pan. I have my huge sheet pan here. It might be a little overkill, but we'll see. And we are just going to, actually no, I don't think it is overkill. Spread these out on the parchment paper, giving them all some room. I just want to make sure none of them are on top of each other. I want them in a single layer. Okay, that's looking good. And now we're just going to pop them in the oven for about an hour, but we are going to stir them around every 15 minutes. So they're going to go in for 1 hour at 350 degrees, and we're going to stir them every 15 minutes. Okay, this is after the first 15 minutes in the oven. They are very wet. I can see why you need to stir them around a little bit. So we're going to give these a good toss, and they smell absolutely delicious. And we're going to spread them all out again and get them right back in the oven as quickly as we can. And then in 15 minutes, we'll do it again. Okay, this is after a half an hour, and they're definitely starting to get less wet, I guess is the best way to say it, and like a little crunchier. So we're just gonna give them another toss and put them back in for another 15. Next time I'm not gonna skimp on the, I only put 1 piece of parchment paper on here when I probably should have put 2. Although it would probably move if I had 2 on there too, so we'll see. But they're definitely starting to get not as wet, and they feel like they're getting a little crunchier, so that's good. So we'll put them back in for another 15 and stir again, and then they should be done. Can't wait to try one. Okay, out for the 3rd time. Definitely starting to dry more and crisp up. Oops. Getting that crunchy coat on them. I cannot wait to taste these. Okay, going back in for the last 15 minutes, and then we're going to let them cool 3 to 5 minutes. And it says you can serve them warm or at room temperature. So we'll try them at both and see how they are. Okay, they are out of the oven for the last time. They definitely are nice and dry now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just transfer the whole parchment paper onto a cooling rack. I want to get them off of the hot pan. I want them to be able to cool better. So I'm just going to pick it up, hopefully, and move it on over to the cooling rack. Okay, this is a little bit longer than the cooling rack, but it'll be fine. We can fix that. And we are just going to let them cool for 3 to 5 minutes. And then we are going to give them a little taste. And then I'm going to let them cool to room temperature. And we are going to give them another taste just to see the 2 different temperatures and see if the taste changes at all. But they're definitely nice and coated and nice and crispy. So I'm excited. And they smell delicious. Okay, my friends, it is time for the taste test. They have been cooling for about 5 minutes, so they are still warm. So we are going to give them a try. Very good. Crunchy, sweet, cinnamony. Everything they are supposed to be. So these are definitely a win. I am going to let them cool all the way to room temperature, and we're going to try them again. I'm also going to get them weighed and measured out so we can find out exactly how many points and calories this wonderful holiday treat is. Okay, my friends, They cooled down to room temperature. I tasted them again, and oh my word, they're delicious. I actually like them better at room temperature than I do warm. And it suggests serving them warm, so I'm going with room temperature. Now I need to package these up and get them out of my house though, because they're gonna be dangerous. So let's talk points. But first I just wanna show you something. So you saw we used a half a cup of brown sugar and a half a cup of white sugar. Coated them with it, yada yada. When I took all the nuts off of the parchment paper, I kind of scooped them all up and I left behind any leftover sugar and cinnamon mixture. That sugar and cinnamon mixture was a whole half a cup that was left, excuse me, behind. That's all this is sugar and cinnamon. Maybe a little egg white, I doubt it. So in determining the points, it's going to be a little difficult because do I count this or not? So what I did is I counted everything. Maybe you won't have this. I did, but maybe you won't. So what I did is I took all the almonds and I weighed them out. And they weighed, now I forget what they weighed, 500 and some grams. So I took what I thought a serving was. You know those little like bags of nuts you can buy, like the 100-calorie packs and all? There's about 15 nuts in there. So I weighed out 15 nuts to see how much they weigh, and 15 of them weighed 23 grams. So I did some math and came out with 25 servings if you just eat 15 of them. Came out with 25 servings. Now, I kept all the sugar in. It comes out to one serving is 5 Weight Watcher points, or if you are counting calories, 97 calories. So it's almost the equivalent of a 100 pack of nuts. So that works for me since I'm a calorie counter. 5 is a little high, but if it's a special treat around the holidays, then I don't see anything wrong with fitting it in. Almonds are one of the healthiest nuts you can eat. They are so good for you. They have great fat in them, great protein, and they will keep you satiated. And then you get that little sweet too, which was really going to satisfy that sweet tooth. Now, if you wanna put it back in the app and take out a half a cup, like maybe take out a 1/4 cup of white sugar and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, then your points are definitely, and your calories are definitely going to come down. I'm not thrilled about counting this when I'm not eating it, and it's all sugar. So that is going to be up to you guys, how you want to do it. But this is definitely a winner recipe. I am definitely going to be making this up closer to Christmas, packaging it up in cute little bags, and definitely giving it as gifts. If I have time, which I probably won't, I may make some up later this week and package it up and make it little Thanksgiving favors for our Thanksgiving dinner. I think that would be really cool. It's really quick and easy, so I just might do that. So there you go. Great Thanksgiving favor, great Christmas gift, homemade, straight from your kitchen. And that's that. So there is my contribution to Nut-vember. Thank you so much to Jason over at The Average J for taking the reins on this one and hosting it. We have yet another one coming up in December that is Dessert-cember, and we are having a cookie swap. That one comes out on December 17th. It's a Sunday morning again. It's the 17th or 18th. It's the 18th, December 18th at 9 o'clock in the morning again. So hopefully you will check that one out as well. Everyone participating in Nut-vember is linked down below this video in my description box. So please, please, please go down there, click on all those channels, check out what everyone is making, and you might get some great ideas for the holiday, for gifts, or just something for your kitchen and your family to enjoy. So thank you again, Jason, and thank all of you for taking time out of your busy day to spend it with me. I'm gonna link our September and October collabs up there, so you can go check those out if you missed them. And that is all I have for you today, and I will see you in my next video.